And the cool thing about giving birth is that it kind of changes your tolerance for physical pain, you know? Like, before you ever have a baby, you stub your toe and you're like, oh, fuck! God damn it! Ah! Whoa. Fucking start writing out a will and shit, like, if I don't make it through this, I want to make sure my 217 pairs of shoes are well taken care of. After you have a baby, you stub your toe and you're like, well, yeah, it hurts, but not nearly as bad as that one time I spent 21 hours trying to shove a human out of my church, so good. I am good. The thing that sucks about having a baby is that my body now looks like someone let all the air out of Queen Latifah, so there's that, I guess. So I have 3 kids now, which is about 2.5 too many, if you ask me. And it's so funny now, like, when people ask me what I like, you know, what do you like to do for fun? Like, bitch, I got 3 kids, what do you think? Yeah, in my free time, I enjoy drinking iced coffee alone in my minivan while I mourn the death of my hopes and dreams. Like, the fuck did you think I like to do, Janice? Jesus. No, I have a lot of hobbies and a lot of things that I like to do, but I don't really like to talk about my hobbies. It's kind of awkward because all of my hobbies are also just like talents that I have. So when I talk about my hobbies, it just sounds like I'm bragging about myself. You know, like I do stand-up comedy, I sing in a band, I do a lot of theater, I give the best blowjobs in town. Like, I just, you know, I don't like to brag about myself like that. It just seems kind of narcissistic, you know? But one thing that I don't enjoy doing is playing video games. My husband and both our boys are really big gamers, and I just don't get the appeal. It's kind of a waste of time. It seems stupid to me, you know? Like, what do? You just run around in some virtual world and steal cars, kill hookers, big deal. I can do that in real life, okay? That's what I call Tuesday. But, you know, having 3 kids, me and my husband, you know, it's kind of hard to find time to do stuff together, to go out on dates and stuff like that. And actually, the closest I've gotten to a date in months is when I went to give blood a few weeks ago. Okay, so let me tell you guys about it. So, I arrived at the blood drive and I noticed that the Red Cross guy that I was assigned to was pretty cute. So I was like, okay. And he was just so thoughtful, you know. Right away he got us a table where we could sit down, chat, get to know each other. And you know, we talked about all the usual stuff that you talk about on a first date, like address, date of birth, whether or not I've had sex with a woman, who's had sex with a man, who's had sex with another man in the past 6 months, you know. He really just took the time to get to know the real me, and that just, you know, it made me feel really special. So after he tested my hemoglobin and it came back at an acceptable number, we knew it was time to take things to the next level, if you know what I'm saying. So he took me over to the cot and told me to lay down, and I don't know, I kind of just like being told what to do. It's kind of hot, so you know, I laid down, and then he put his little squishy ball in my hand and asked me to give it a couple gentle squeezes and a hold, so I did. And next, he did the thing that I had been waiting for since the moment I met him. He just took out his needle and just shoved it in me, just shoved it right in me, just, oh man. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it kind of hurt at first. It was a pretty big needle, but after a couple minutes, he really had my blood pumping, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, unfortunately, it didn't last long. It was over pretty quick. And he just, once he got what he wanted out of me, he just moved right on to the next available woman, as men do. But even though it was short-lived, I'll always remember our special time together in the activities room at the Monroe Bible Church. Thank you. I'm just kidding. He's really cool. He's a good guy. He's been doing pretty much all of the housework for the past 10 years. But no, especially since I've been pregnant. I mean, he's a great guy. I wouldn't want to be with anybody else. I really think that we're gonna make it. One,
because like I said, he's awesome. 2, because I am not responsible enough to survive on my own. I can't do it. Like, I'm an adult, but probably somebody should take care of me. So that's my husband. That's why I gotta keep him around. I can be responsible, but I have to work really, really hard at it. It seems like it comes really naturally to other people, and for me, I really, really have to concentrate on being responsible. Case in point, a while back, I had to be somewhere really early on a Saturday morning. I'm talking like 9 a.m. on a Saturday, okay? If you know me, you know that I really like to stay in bed until like 5 p.m. So 9 o'clock is pushing it for me, it really is. But I had to be somewhere 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and the night before that, one of my really good friends was gonna be in town. I hadn't seen her in a long time. She wanted to get together, have drinks, catch up, so I had to go. So I had a little talk with myself before I went out with my friend. I told myself, you know what? You're gonna go out, you're gonna be home by midnight, you're only gonna have a couple drinks, and you are gonna be on time tomorrow. You are gonna be responsible. And that felt good. Like, I felt really good about that, you guys. Fast forward to the next morning, I showed up to my event late, with the McDonald's hash brown in my purse. Probably smelling like vomit because I threw up in an old Taco Bell bag on the way there. So that worked out really well for me. That actually happened. Like, I didn't have to make that up for the sake of a bit. That's just a day in the life of moi. So that gives you any idea. But I didn't come here today to talk to you.